I heard about flat Earth in like 2015 from my friend John. He sent me, in a lot of people's cases, to the NASA images with the inconsistencies in the clouds.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
A complete stranger came into the shop one day where I was working, and he said the Earth is flat, and I said no, and he said everything else they said's a lie, and I said shit, you're right. And so we're best mates now, 5 years on.
Vsauce 2014 video, and I've known ever since.
I'm here with DJ Curious Strange World. He's co-host for Mark Sargent Strange World every Tuesday night on YouTube. Check them out. Mark Sargent is the YouTube channel. DJ, how'd you hear about flat Earth?
First time I heard about flat Earth was from a former military telling me that the Coriolis effect wasn't factored for sniping or long distance photography or line of sight signals, and I was like, all right, so what does that mean? He's like, space, as you know, it's not real, and the Earth is not spinning. I was like, okay, you're crazy.
All right, I'm here with Robert, aka Angels of Flight. Give him a follow on TikTok. Angels, how'd you hear about flat Earth?
My best friend Paul told me about it, and I quickly looked into it.
I heard about flat Earth, mainstream from Eric Debate.
Flat Earth podcast, guy that I followed was breaking down COVID and all the nonsense in a biblical reference, and he dropped a hint that Earth was flat, and I was like, what? No. But I looked into it, and the Bible 100% defends flat Earth.
I saw a video on YouTube, 2015.
And what do you think is the best proof the Earth is flat?
I think flat water, the fact that the surface of water is level, and we have oceans, and the surface of oceans are level, can have a round Earth with flat oceans.
Thanks, Sasha. Sasha was one of the first flat Earthers I ever met at a meetup. It's good to see you here.
It's great to see you, Nathan.
All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm currently traveling around the country hosting flat Earth meetups. Give me a follow. I've got more interviews to post. Those will be up shortly. And if you want to support the content, there's a link at the bottom of the video. I'll see you guys later. God bless.
If you believe we landed on the moon, you also have to believe that 9/11 was done by terrorists. You have to believe that because your entire logic is why would they lie to us? You also have to believe that Trump's ear got shot and then healed the next day. You also have to believe that Charlie Kirk was really shot and the media is telling the truth about everything. You have to believe that Tyler Robinson was really the shooter. You have to believe that there was even a legitimate shooter. You have to believe everything that the media tells you. You also have to believe that the trails in the sky are just water vapor. You also have to believe that JFK's assassination was completely legitimate. All of these things that happen that are completely unbelievable, not realistic, and clearly didn't happen. You have to believe all of these things because of your own logic. Why would they lie to us? Imagine being this obedient. That's you.
Now, usually I don't get upset, but this one here, this one hurt. You can see an indigenous person on the building. I now know, without a question of a doubt, that everybody was in on it. Listen to how they just confessed, but you still didn't hear it. The first Corn Palace was built in 1892. Now, if you've been listening, you should know any building in the 1800s, in fact, anything that happened in the 1800s was a reset, a lie, and a whitewash. But listen, the current building was completed in 1919, and it was designed in the Moorish Revival architectural style. Moorish architecture in America? Yeah, no matter how many American flags you put on that building, we can still tell you didn't make it. I thought you didn't like the Germans. So let me see if I got this straight. Are you trying to tell me that the Germans was also in America? They've even got the Indian sun symbol. And as you can see, there's always a picture with some ladders and some scaffolding. And that's the only evidence that we have that they built the building. And then, when everything's been cleaned up, they'll put on a show for the new population and give them a new narrative. And this is how they try to wipe us out of history.
Look, they don't want you to know what the sailors really saw before the reset of 1728. See, the 1587 Urbano Monte map wasn't just some cartographer's dream. It was a record of the world before the edit, before the rewrite. The thing was massive, 4 square panels forming a 10-foot globe, hand-drawn with precision that modern scientists still to this day can't explain. Monte map was the world as if it was told by sailors and explorers, men who claimed to see continents that no longer appear on the modern maps, lands beyond the North Pole, kingdoms at the edge of the known world, and civilizations erased from memory. Now look close at the map. The center isn't where you think it should be. It's not Europe. It's the North Pole, surrounded by 4 rivers with magnetic mountains and strange creatures. Monty designed it as if the Earth was seen from above, from the heavens, not as a sphere, but as a projection. Now you ask why? Because that's where they saw it before Reset, man. A realm divided by magnetic energies and sacred geometry, not a spinning globe lost in fucking space. Sailors back then, they weren't delusional. They wrote about enormous trees, forgotten lands, and beings that lived beyond the ice. But when the reset of 1728 hit, the great fires, the floods, the engineered chaos, history rebooted. New maps were printed, the old ones destroyed. The narrative changed overnight. Now the Urbano Monte map, it's a survivor of the old world. A breadcrumb from the forgotten age that proves humanity once knew more, saw more, and fuck, even mapped more. But we've been taught just to laugh it off, to believe that before science, everyone was just wrong. Yet here we are, still asking why we can't go past the poles, still wondering why ancient maps, the ancient maps show lands that don't exist, man. So I'll ask you this. What did they really see out there? And why did someone make sure we'd never see it again? Now, like, follow, and share, because the hidden truth, it's buried in plain sight, guys. And like always, remember, we're building.
The eyes are useless when the mind is blind. So now it's time for you to open your eyes. And the only way you can do that is if you open your mind. Can you imagine somebody building something as glorious as this with no electricity or power tools? And can you imagine somebody carrying hundreds of tons of cement and concrete up the hill to the middle of nowhere and building something as glorious as this with just a hammer and a chisel? And let's look at these temples. If these was built with a hammer and chisel, it means if you make one mistake, brother, it's a wrap. It's game over. You're trying to tell me that slaves, because that's what you're going with, slaves chiseled into rock and made these glorious buildings. I don't know about you, but malnourished slaves would be under so much pressure. A mistake is destined to happen. Just look how smooth they was able to make marble with no power tools. You're telling me these men had sandpaper and they're getting jobs done like this? We can't even do this today, brother. I've said this once and I'm gonna say it again. The type of technology that we had back in the day, we just cannot reproduce now.
Sunrise and sunset, as we view them, are due to perspective. What's really happening is what I'm showing in this time lapse here. And it's the sun is moving into your field of vision in the morning, and it's gradually coming towards you until it's pretty much above you at noon, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it starts gradually moving away from you until sunset, which is when it moves out of our field of vision completely. Now here's a coin on a table, flat table. It's not going up or down or dipping behind a curve, it's simply moving into and out of the perspective of the point of the observer. These lights along a long straight road, they're not getting shorter and then dipping behind a curve, it's just perspective. And here's some other examples of the exact same perspective. Look at this map, the same map we use for navigation today, by the way, and I'm here in green in the UK. This is my mate in Australia wearing blue, and this is my mate in Canada who's wearing red. Right, it's October, so let's pause here for a wee second, right, because I want to show you something. Straight away, I can tell you what time it is in each country. I'm in the UK, so that's my meridian. So the 12 on the 24-hour clock is set to the position of the UK. Now, to keep this simple to start with, I'm going to say that it's noon in the UK. So here's the sun directly above me, because the sun's always above you at noon, no matter where you are in the world. Now, I can instantly see that it's about 7 AM in Canada, because the sunlight is just about reaching them. Although I've just noticed that my wee Canadian friend is totally positioned wrong, and I've genuinely not got the patience or the time to change it. But, so, you know what I mean? Before he's all start, oh, he's not, that's not Canada. Right, I got it wrong. But I can also tell you that it's about 2 a.m. in Australia, 2 a.m. the following day. No, because Australia's past that 24-hour mark on the clock. Now let's see what happens as the sun moves around the earth, mirroring the hour hand of a clock. Whilst Canada's still in daylight here, Australia is starting to see the light of the sun coming into view over the horizon, so it's sunrise in Australia. And at the same time, the UK is still in the middle of the night. And then as the sun moves away from Australia, which is what we call sunset, the UK is now starting to see the sunlight coming into its field of view, or come up over the horizon, which is what we call sunrise. And then round it goes again and again, which is why we have 24-hour days. It's actually really simple to understand, because it is exactly what we observe every day in reality, and there's no complex equations or optical phenomena required.